you're going to do a transitional technique, and that technique is going to be cat-cow. So for those of you that have done cat-cow before, we're going to start to let our pelvis roll forward. Chest is going to sink down between the shoulders. Head and neck can come up a bit. And then we're going to draw our belly button up towards the spine, making a very long spine through our low back, rounding our upper back. Now I want you to do this at your own pace, never going into really pain or discomfort. You might feel just a little bit of tug, a little bit of a pinch. Go ahead and stop at that point. Allow your pelvis to roll forward, chest to drop between the shoulders, head and neck come up. This is our cow. Cat is drawing our belly button up, making our spine long, tucking the tail, letting that mid-back round. Now I want you to start to bring your awareness into the quality of the motion. Where does it feel stuck on you? What part of that middle part of the spine just feels like it's not moving as easily? Maybe there's a little bit of a pinch there. Maybe it just feels like it gets jammed or stuck a little bit. I want you to remember this place, because we will be coming back to it. And let's just do a couple more reps of cat-cow. Really getting a sense of where that spine feels just a little bit stuck. Do one more repetition. And if you want to, after that next cat, you can drop down into just a little bit of a child's pose. Just stretching out, elongating that back and spine. Nice and gentle, it should feel good. Next technique that we're going to do is what we call a thoracic extension technique. So this is going to take into account that area that felt stuck when we were doing cat-cow. You will need your pillows, you will need your blankets. We do have to take osteoporosis considerations with this one, so if you do have any bone density changes, you are going to want to keep your blankets flat. And so what it will look like is something like this, where our back is going to be going off of this part. If you do not have bone density changes, you can go a little bit further. So I like to a lot of times have my butt a little bit higher than my back. You can choose to, if you are we're really tight through your spine, you can choose to keep your blanket flat, and then our back is going to be off of this side. I am going to choose to roll mine today. So I'm going to come there. Okay. So this is really important in this technique to really honor where your body's at. So my stuck point was right about here. So I am going to place this right below that point so that I can open up right at that point. So I'm going to come right towards the edge of my blanket, walk myself back. And now what I'm doing is what we call a supported extension. So the place where the edge of that blanket should be is right below where you kind of felt that pinch. I'm choosing to bring my feet up onto my blankets. You can choose to have them off, whatever is more comfortable for you. Support yourself in whatever way that you need. And we're going to be doing our first check-in. This check-in is really important to check the intensity of what you're feeling. Rate it 0 to 10. 3 or less, you are good to go. If you are more than a 3 in the intensity that you're feeling, we need to decrease the amount of extension that you're in and or decrease the intensity of the towel roll. So I'll give you some time to be able to find that right spot. And I'm going to have you let your hands be wherever they're comfortable. If you want them down on the ground, if you want them on your tummy, whatever feels right for you in this moment. Once you have the right position, and if you haven't done this before, start out less. Now we're going to focus on our softening. So we're really going to start to allow our feet to really sink and melt down towards the floor. Imagining the thighs starting to sink and melt towards the back of the hips and pelvis, allowing our pelvis to get heavier and heavier into that blanket or towel roll. And then as you start to get closer up towards that blanket where it's hitting your back, really letting that area from the front sink heavier and heavier, almost as if it's sinking towards your spine. Letting that spine and ribs become heavier. How much can it sink into that blanket? And as you're sinking, you're going to start to feel maybe a little bit of change. Could be a little bit of resistance where the blanket is. For me, I'm feeling tension at my diaphragm. So wherever it is, allow your breath to come into that area. Breathe through that tube, connecting whatever little sensation you're feeling. And as it gives, let yourself sink just a little bit further. Now it's time for our second check-in. You should be feeling your body softening. You should be feeling that you're on that myofascial roller coaster. If so, great. Keep on going. If not, I need you to lessen that intensity. Take a little bit less of a roll. All of these techniques should feel good. They should give your body the opportunity to surrender. And for those of you that are still feeling your body softening, surrendering, I want you to keep going with it. But in most techniques, we try to add a progression for those of you that feel that your body needs it. So what we're going to do, one arm at a time, and let's do the right arm first. We're going to start to make our snow angel. Keeping the arm on the ground, you can start to turn the palm up and down. Where does it feel a little bit more stuck? Wherever it is, stop in that position. And then we're going to start to slide our hand on the floor like we're making a snow angel. Stopping wherever we feel just that first bit of change in sensation. That's the restriction. And then when you're ready to, do the same thing with the left. Rotate up and down. Where's the spot that feels just like it's a little bit stuck? Once you find it, start to make that snow angel so you feel a little bit of resistance, a little bit of drag in the motion or the effort. It takes more effort. That's the restriction. That should feel like it just enhanced what you're feeling in the back and the chest. Lastly, allow yourself to add just a little bit of elongation. So wherever those arms are, start to almost imagine like you are ever so gently, almost from the rib cage, lengthening out, like you're stretching out and lengthening those arms ever so gently, like you're just being pulled a little bit taller, a little bit longer. Stopping where you feel just a little bit of sensation. Again, you should be still feeling like you're riding that myofascial roller coaster. If not, it gets really easy when you add in the arms and lengthening to go a little too far, so back off a little bit. With each release that the body has, each softening, each giving way, take up the slack just a little bit more. Soften your back just a little bit more. As your arms release, you can take your angels up just a little bit further until you hit that next restriction. It should feel good. It should feel like a gentle stretch and opening. We'll give ourselves about another 30 seconds to a minute to continue to release that last bit to open up. After your next release, slowly start to let those snow angels and those arms come down. Just take one knee up towards your chest. Just give yourself a little bit of a hug in with that knee. Bringing it down. Bringing the other one up. And we're just going to do 3 to 5 range of motions on each leg. Going back and forth, pulling that knee up towards your chest within just whatever range you have, nice and easy. We're going to do one more on each side. Getting off of here is very, very important. So we are going to roll towards our side. And I want you to make sure that your shoulders, hips, and knees are all rolling as one, nice and slowly off of your rolls. And come on back up to a seated position.